Okay, welcome to you all in this online class. Dear student, today I am going to discuss and explain the administrative system under the Sultanate period. As you know, administration means the way to rule. Administration means implementations of rules and regulations by the king and their officials, their ministers, their appointed authorities. What was the condition of the king? How much powerful he was? Who were the ministers or who were the officials as a helper? And how many kinds of departments or ministries were there? These are our subject matter. So minimum 5-6 points you must have to learn to write the answer. If question comes, write about the governance write about the administration under the Sultanate period. You will write in this way and you should learn in this way. Under Sultanate period, king was all in one. He was the head of the state. Sultan was the chief executive. Executive means a person or an organization that implements the rules and regulations. Have you understood? While I was teaching civics about the state legislature, I had explained that there are three organs of government. One is called legislative body, second is called executive body, and third is called judiciary body. The work of legislative body is to legislate the law, to make the law. Rules, regulation is made by this person or the body or the organization. Executive is one which work is to implement the rules and regulation that is made by the legislative body, and judiciary's work is to see whether these all rules and regulations are implemented in proper way or not. Its main work is to interpret the law, explain the law whenever conflicts arises. Actually, nowadays what happens, this is called the democratic form of government, where these three kinds of organization works together as a government. These three organizations: legislative body, executive body, and judiciary body. Right? But in kingship, this type of separate organizations were not there. All these three kinds of work, to make the law, to implement the law, and to judge or interpret the law, rules, was done by only one person as a head, and he was the king. So in Sultanate period, Sultan was the chief executive, main officer to implement the main body, to implement the rules and regulations. No doubt there were many officers who were working under the Sultan, but at last, overall, Sultan was the chief executive officer. Is it clear? Next is, he was the highest court of appeal. There were some judges, courts, to give the verdict of any disputes, any conflicts, whichever were brought before the officers, I mean judicial officers, or in the court under Sultanate period, were finalized. But if people was satisfied, he had right to appeal before the king, and his decision was considered the last decision in such or in respective cases. So the king was the highest court of appeal. Appeal कर सकते थे. न्याय के लिए, जस्टिस के लिए, और सुल्तान का जो डिसीजन होता था वो लास्ट होता था, वो एप्लीकेबल होता था फॉर ऑल. Next important feature you will write, many ministers were appointed to run the administrations. No, there was the group of ministers along with some officials. There were some important ministers in Sultanate period. They were known as Diwane Wazarat, Diwane Arz, Diwane Insha, Chief Warid, Qazi ul Qazat, Wakil Adar. Now, so these 5-6 types of main ministers were there, and they were the head of the department. What was the work of Diwani Wazarat and Diwani Arz and so forth? Here one tabular chart, a diagram is here, it is written, and the same things are written in your book also. Be very active in this regard and classes, because 5 marks question from inside part of the chapter questions are asked in examination. So you have to learn the name of all the ministers along with their work and department. Diwane Wazarat was the head of the department. No, head of this department, and Diwane Wazarat was the Wazir. He was the head of the department, was Wazir, and his main, actually Diwane Wazarat is the name of the department of the ministers, like nowadays finance, railway, now HRD ministry, right? In this way, defense, home, railway, finance, industries, these are the name of the portfolio ministries. Likewise, in those days, such departments were there, and Diwani Wazarat was the name of the department. Its main head was Wazir, and he was just like nowadays Prime Minister. He was very close to Sultan, and his work was to look after the finance, revenue, and taxation, and he was the head of entire central administration. He was very close to Sultan. All the information were regarding the grievances, needs, requirements, and the present situation of the country was informed to about all these things. Information was given to the king, and king's decision was implemented by him. He was just like the prime minister. Now next is Diwane Arz, the head of this department. Actually, Diwane Arz, he was the head of the ministry administration and organized the military and conducted inspections, right? He was the head of the military administration and organized the military, conducted inspections, and maintained complete discipline. He was like the present defense minister. Okay. Now next was Diwane Insa. He was the in charge of the entire correspondence. Diwane Insa, the head of this department, and his work was to look after the entire correspondence. I mean, letter sending, receiving, documents, dispatching and receiving. All this work was done by him, and his own, there were some officials who used to under him. They were the subordinate officers. Subordinate officers means officer, those who work under other or under their head offices. Next is Chief Barid. Barids were the spies, I mean detectives. They were the ears and eyes of the Sultan, I mean very close to Sultan. Here ear eyes means ear and eyes. I mean very sacred information, minute informations regarding the state was said to the king. Now all kinds of informations were, all kinds of information about the kingdoms or rule was told to the rulers, and in this way Sultan used to be up to date in the field of information. Next was Qazi ul Qazat. He was the head of judiciary, like present day Chief Justice of Supreme Court. And above than him, there was only one, and he was the king. Okay, so in this way, these were the important ministers and departments. Wakil-e-Dar was the head of this area, and he Wakil-e-Dar, his work was to look after the comfort of sultans, and he also looked after the karkhanas where goods were produced only for the royal family. So in short, you have to write only 5 lines if question comes regarding this one, and one separate question answers will be prepared on the basis of these 2 to 4 to 6 or 7 points. Now Sultan, head of the state, and all these were the heads under him. I think it is clear. If you have any problem, you can say me through chat box. Okay. Is it clear? Now next is society and main features and its main features. Sorry, its main features. Society and its main features. Minimum 5-6 points you have to write. Yesterday I have also discussed, again I am discussing. There were 2 main community in under Sultanate period. They were Muslims and Hindus. Muslims were divided into 2 major castes. They were community. They both were Sunni and Shia. This is the name of 2 communities of Islamic people or Muslims. Actually, Muslims were the richer class, richer in the sense of Hindus and non-Muslim class. In those periods, there was slave system. People used to, actually the wealthier person used to keep slave for their personal work and domestic works. Firoz Tughlaq used to keep or had 1,80,000 slaves who were bought and captives captured in the battlefield from the enemy sides. The condition of Muslim women were very miserable. There was no chance to have the education, neither the freedom they had, so their condition was very miserable. Next, the reason behind this weak condition of women was polygamy among the Muslims. Polygamy is a practice in which a person keeps more than one wife. Next important feature of the society was divided into 2 major classes, Hindus and Muslims. Hindu society was also based on caste, lower caste and higher caste. These were the division of Hindus society. In Hindu society, upper caste people were in exploited nature. They used to exploit the lower class people. It is why lower class people began to convert themselves into Islam, religion Islam, because they used to think that Islam gives them a wide scope of living a good life. But later on, they had to suffer also. Apart from it, there were some evil practices in society. Those were sati system, child marriage, then on widow remarriage and education. Here sati system related image is given. Yesterday I have discussed very clearly. As you know, in this system, a newly widow had to burn with the dead body of her husband on the funeral pyre. Actually, it was very inhuman practice. Blind faith was behind it. So this practice was there. And in those days, at very early age, the parents used to get their children married. They allow them to marry. I mean, they used to marry their daughters and uh, sons. Then there was ban on widow remarriage. I mean, widows were not allowed to marry again, and education was not, the gate of education was not opened, especially for the women. So these were the condition of society under Sultanate period. Now, economic condition, because one question is also right about the socio and economic condition of the people in Sultanate period. Actually, main occupation was agriculture, and agriculture was based on mainly rain, right? As you know, from time immemorial, the peasants of India had been playing their gambling with rain or nature. I mean, if there was rain, there was good harvest, good crops. There was no crops in case of having no rain. But in that period, there were some irrigational facilities because many sultans had allowed their offices to uh, build canals, wells, and tanks for irrigation values purposes, so that people can water their plants. Farmers were generally poor and miserable because of high taxes, because of their poverty, and in lack of the proper ways of irrigational facilities. Apart from the agriculture, some other occupations were highly practiced. Those were spinning, weaving, handicrafts work, pottery, I mean pot making, making clothes by the help of their hands and traditional crafts. Weaving and spinning is the art of prepare some dresses. Now next is Sultan patronized the art and craft, right? I mean art and crafts were patronized, I mean full supports were given and care was taken for the proper progress in the for bringing the proper progress in the field of art and crafts. Next, flourishing internal and foreign trade was also there. I mean, flourishing means developing. Internal as well as the external foreign trade was well developed during Sultanate period. Many things were exported and imported through the trade, and it brought the immense wealth in the country. It brought the very well source of income. You must have to learn about the export and import materials. So you have to learn rice, spices, indigo, textile, silk, and sandalwoods were on large scale exported. I mean, sold in other countries, sent from India to other countries, exported and imported. I mean, bought from other countries or brought in our own countries by the traders. Which materials and things were there? These were horses, wine, high-grade textiles, glasswork, raw silk, etc. So in this way, if question comes right about the socio-economic condition of Sultanate period, three points you can take from both the sides, both the slides, both the topics, society as well as economy. Okay. Now next is religion. Actually, religion is also one of the important aspect of life in those days. Hindus religion, Hinduism was most popular religion. Hinduism was most popular religion in that period. Vaishnavism and Shaivism were also popular, but more popular was Hinduism. There were some groups of Hindus who followed Shaivism and Vaishnavism. Shaivism, right? Here, by mistake, N is here. Shaivism and Vaishnavism. Shaivism means worshipping, I mean, it was a cult, community or the part of a religion in which Lord Vishnu was worshipped. The worshipper of Lord Vishnu were known as Vaishnavites and the followers of Vaishnavism. And Shaivism means followers of, I'm sorry, the religion in which Shiva is considered the main god. Now next was Jainism and Buddhism also in practice. Islam had entered into India and Islam was brought by Mahmud Ghazni and Muhammad Ghori. So if one question comes, who brought Islam in India except Muhammad Ghori? Your answer should be Mahmud Ghazni. Now apart from it, Sufism and Bhakti movement also started. Bhakti movement was a religious reforms which was started to root out the drawbacks of Hindu religion, and Shaivism was a reform movement which was started to remove the blind faith and other drawbacks from Islam or Muslim religion, Islam religion. Islam believed in one Islam. What do you mean by Islam? Islam is the name of a religion that was founded by Prophet Muhammad, and it is the religion of Muslim. So Islam believed in one God, but Hindus worshipped many gods. So this was the religious condition. Now, some examples of architecture. You see here, Qutub Minar, Alai Darwaza, Qutubi Masjid or Qatul Islam, Mosque, Tughlaqabad Fort. So these are the important here. Here are some important words. Ulema, Muslim religious leaders. Alai Darwaza, Qutub Minar, Qawwali, chorus singing, Kathak, combined Hindus theme with Persian costumes and it is a dance. Unani, a system of medicine which was a legacy, I mean contribution, given from the ancestors. Turkish rule. Here, Quasi, Chief Justice. Tughlaqabad Fort, where it is in Delhi. Qutub Minar, Qutubuddin Aibak has built it. Urdu, camp. Camp here means in camp. Actually, Urdu language developed by the militaries. In Sultanate period, in army, there were different communities people who used to speak different language. By the mixing of these language, especially Hindi and Turkish language, Urdu language developed. Minhaj-us-Siraj was a historian. Amir Khusro, great poet of Persian and Hindi. So these are the important facts. Now, let me to allow you to please, I want to share a link. Now, try to give one test you can also give. Actually, through the chat, I want to give you a link. I want to give it now. If it is visible to you all, you can do it, right? And take a test. Yesterday, many of you had failed to open it. So today it will be open and give the answer. You tell me, are you seeing it? By the help of chat, you tell me. Is it visible? Is it visible? Yes. Okay, do it. Open this link. One page will open and feed your information and answer. Is it open? Browse this link. Open this link on the Chrome or Google. It will open, or click here also. In chat box also it will open. Alphen, try again. Alphen, try again. Is it visible for you? Okay. Thank you. Open it. Rasim Prakash, open it. Try to open. It will open. Browse it on Google Chrome. Try to open it. Is it open? Okay, thank you. Many of you have written yes, sir. Open it.